Hey, it's Rafael Cintron here, teaching more than 57,000 people how to grow and scale your Shopify stores. Let's focus on TikTok ads, TikTok advertising. My student Rafael and his partner Solomon will show you exactly how to set up your TikTok campaigns, what they've done to make over $90,000 with TikTok, how they do their targeting, demographics, absolutely everything, and also how their ads look. So you can take those ads, plug them into your TikTok ad account, and actually show you how the product page looks like, what kind of products work, so you can start getting results right away. You're gonna love this video. Watch until the end. All right, I am here with Rafael and Solomon. They are absolutely crushing it on TikTok. Rafael has been on the channel before. Now Solomon is his partner. Basically, they run TikTok ads together, and they are here to show us a little bit more of a case study that they've done extremely well with TikTok ads, a little bit more of the strategy, what they do for testing, what they do to be extremely successful with their TikTok advertising. We've been talking about this for a couple of weeks. It's the next level to Facebook ads, and we'll have a lot of fun there. So thank you, Rafael and Solomon, for being here, and show us a little bit about the proof and the actual results that people can get from TikTok.
Going into the results of the store, so you guys know that we actually did the numbers. We did about here 91K. We didn't break that six-figure mark on the store, but we got close to it, right? So going through, we had about a $45 average order value, 1.6% conversion rate, which is pretty standard with TikTok. You'll see more, you'll see less, but pretty much standard, I think, even all around e-commerce in general. Moving on, you guys can see we did about 75,000 from TikTok. We did more from TikTok. The only thing is that TikTok doesn't track so well. It's not as well as Facebook, even though Facebook isn't that good either. But we did close to about 85,000 to 86,000 on TikTok itself. So that's just in terms of results. Now, if you guys want to see the ads manager itself, as you can see, we spent 43,000. So we're running at about a 2x ROAS on this. Even though that's a little low, our margins were pretty high, so we were still able to be very profitable with this store. Just going through the ads, we already killed this a while ago because, well, again, the store died off. So just going through CTR, you'll see later on in this video, we'll talk about what you really want to see through your ads. But, you know, we had a solid 1.6 CTR. Overall, the ads performed pretty decent, what you'll see normally with winning product on TikTok itself. Right. Now going on to the site. So what we started with the site, originally it was a one product site. You want to start off with a one product store, and then you'll niche it around. You don't want to start making an entire store around a product that you don't really understand is going to work or not. So once you see that it works, then you start niching around, then you can increase AOV, and you'll also increase just orders, your conversion rate, right? So that's what we did. So originally it was basically just a homepage that was very basic, and we had our main product, which was this, right? So this is a weighted hula hoop. So we'll go to the product itself. So all it is basically is it's a hula hoop that stays on your waist, and it's weighted. So it's just, the main angle with it was that it was a fun way for people to work out, right? Because when people want to work out, it's time consuming, it's not fun, but a lot of people, they want to burn fat, and they want it to, and if you can offer them that perspective, like this is going to be fun, they're like, okay, you know what, let me try it. But most times when people like see that, it's like, oh, it's not really true. But with the thing with our ads was that we really reflected that in all of our ads. We had a lot of creatives. Again, something we talk about a lot is that creatives really, really matter, especially on TikTok. And our creatives reflected that idea of that this is something that's fun to do, and it's also effective. So that's why I was able to sell.
What was your most profitable campaign on the ads manager, or the one that spent the most, let's say?
This campaign itself spent about 13,000 plus. This was our scaling campaign. So what we did is we looked at the data from our testing and from our previous campaigns, and what we did is we compiled it into into the age ranges, the bids that worked. So again, we will talk about taking it from a lowest cost to manual bidding for scale, which is something we'll do not all the time, but we'll do it on a majority of our campaigns. And because we've noticed that that's a little bit more effective if you're able to do it correctly. And we talk about that in the course as well. So we just, we went down on the targeting. We targeted the specific ages that did better. We targeted the specific places that did better. And we just wanted to create a very consolidated campaign that we knew would be a little bit more laser targeted than the rest. And that's why we were able to spend 13,000 on this campaign very profitably at scale.
So the most profitable ad set here was open age, I assume, right? Because those are the ones that, do you recommend people target open off the bat, or is it more of a later thing to scale?
It really depends on the product and what you're targeting for, but sometimes you'll notice that open age just targets better, especially with TikTok, which has worse targeting, where the targeting is very broad in general, whereas Facebook, you have very narrow targeting. You'll have a lot of interest. TikTok, it's very, very broad. So you want to let the algorithm mainly do the work. So with TikTok, they have the age ranges of 13 all the way up to like 55 plus. So what we noticed for ourselves is that 25 to 54 really worked the best, because that's the age range where people start to become more conscious about losing weight. So we noticed that worked better. We've had other products where it was a very specific age range that worked better, but for this one, it worked better with 25 to 54 age range. And I mean, that's also one of the reasons it did well, because it had a mass appeal to a much broader audience, which is something you want to see on TikTok, right? You don't really want to niche down. Something on Facebook that is like, you know, you might want to target a fishing like niche or whatever it is. You just want to niche down as much as possible and get a very passionate audience. Whereas with TikTok, we noticed that you want to go a little bit more broad, because it's much harder to target those specific audiences. So you're going to be paying a lot and you're not going to become profitable. So we always try to go something a little broader. And with this product, we noticed that really hit that benchmark, because it was a product that really appealed to everybody. You know, it wasn't limited to people, because everyone at one point in their life wants to lose weight, and it just has a very mass appeal.
Really quick before we continue, I just want to congratulate Eduardo for winning our private winning products list. If you want to win a list of private winning products reserved only for our mentorship students, comment down below winning product, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell and that like button. I'll choose a winner from this video. Got it. And the ads themselves, the creatives, can you show a little bit there, just so people know what exactly I should be looking at?
As you guys see, we have most of the videos. This isn't everything from what I believe. Here, I'll drop it down to 50. All right. And we have all the videos that we've used. So you see some of these videos aren't profitable, which is something that again, this goes back on the creative side of things, right? If I started testing with just this video, I would have thought that this is unprofitable because it wasn't performing as well as the other ones. Or I would have just said, okay, this product isn't that crazy, and I would have dumped it. But when you start testing with multiple creatives, you start to see the range of results, right? So we spent 50 here, we spent 1,000 here. But now if we move down, right, we had 6,000, 13,000. And the results here were a lot better. You won't notice it because it becomes a lot broader. But once we started testing with this, it was a very profitable campaign. This one as well. This one made us, I think, the most money, right? So we'll just hop into the video so you guys see the style of video that does the best. But
here is my day 7 update. I have officially lost 1 full inch in my waist since last Monday. I'm using 19 knots, which is 1 less than when I started, and 19 feels great for me right now. As you can see, I'm showing a couple different variations while continuously crunching my body side to side. Suggested I start slinging the other sides, and I'm not as good on my left side, but I'm getting there. And look, not even 60 seconds and I'm worn out. So imagine 30 minutes a day.
So just going through that video and the basic structure and why I converted is that what we've noticed is that having an over voice and just someone putting a face to the video where it feels genuine and just they're giving a solid review about it, it really helps people be like, okay, you know what, like I understand that, and it's someone who's in my situation, so it just builds that bit of trust there. And then at the end, she even like put in for the product, she's like, I only did it for 30 seconds and I'm already worn out. Now imagine doing it for 30 minutes, which was one of our other points, was that like do this for only 30 minutes a day and you lose a lot of weight. So that was one of the things that appealed to the audience as well. So just the video, you know, just looking at that video, it was created to really convert. And that's why it did well on the platform itself. That was a video that on TikTok, when we found it, it had about 1 million likes. And again, something going on in the course that we say is that you want to take videos that have already done well and use that as your creative, because it's proven to do well. So it's basically proven to convert as long as the product can convert it, that is. But with this video, we saw it had 1.2 million likes, 1 million likes, something like that. And we're like, okay, this can work.
What about if the person is famous or something? Won't they catch on to your ad, or that's how you start testing and then you create your own ads? What's the creative process that you follow?
The creative process, what we normally do is we'll try to find ads that have gone viral. We try not to go for people that are more famous. So like this person, I had like only a couple thousand followers, if I'm not mistaken, like less than 50,000. On a good product, like it doesn't matter about the account or if they're famous or not. The video itself will go well. There's a lot of videos here that were low quality, and all these videos had multiple, like tens of thousands of views. And there was a lot of those videos. That's one of the reasons we were like, okay, this product can work, right? So we tend to stay away from those bigger creators who make these videos, because they will, like, if they have followers, and they'll have a lot of followers, because if you have 1 million followers, people that are following them will definitely see your video. And if you have comments on, they'll start commenting stuff on it, which you don't want there. They'll report you, and that can just inevitably get you banned on TikTok. So we try to stay away from that. But if we really think it can work, and you know that video is a good video, we'll use it just to prove the product. So we'll use it for a day. And if it proves the product, we'll cut it before really anything happens. And then we'll just move over to getting our own ads made. So either we'll send it to a marketing ad creation agency, or we'll just order the product off Amazon and make our own ads and then use those.
Got it. And this, let's say I find, because that's a pretty easy video to find on TikTok, would you add the voiceover on it? So for example, if it's a guy, his knee hurts or something, and he's just walking with pain on his knee, can I just go and record a 20-second clip of my knee hurts so much? Would you do that? Would you add like a, let's say like a fake voiceover on top of an existing video?
It's all about the hook. It's all about the hook, really. To get people involved, obviously, if you're watching a video and you want something to intrigue you to want to watch into the end. So it all matters about the hook at the end of the day. So when this lady, the whole contraption itself is the hook, because you're like, what is this? But someone saying like, what, like my knee hurts. Okay, like people seen that before. So TikTok, really, you have to find a good hook. If not, people are going to keep scrolling because that's what they do when they're on the platform. That's what they kill 2 hours for. So if not the hook, you lost the customer.
Right.
That's
definitely.
the first like 5 seconds. Yeah.
Yeah. Sure, even less.
So with TikTok, I remember I heard this once, was that on other platforms you have about 3 seconds to catch someone's attention, but on TikTok, since it's so much more fast paced, you have about 1 second. So within the first second, a user actually decides whether they want to scroll or not, which is actually pretty true. If you notice with your stuff, if you're scrolling through TikTok, you'll be like, just within 1 second, what's this about? No, scroll. Right, and that's why a lot of times lighting in your videos. So if anyone's making organic videos, lighting plays a very huge factor. Right, you want to have very good lighting at the beginning of the video, because if the lighting is low or the quality of the video is trash, it's much harder for it to do well. But yeah, so definitely voiceovers over a video. We've noticed that it will boost how the video does, because it's more engaging.
So one thing you also want to look at is, if you're trying to look for content to take from TikTok to advertise, always look for the more viral videos. Because if you see like a video that had like maybe 2,000 likes, TikTok didn't push it for a reason. So obviously telling you, if you want to advertise that, don't, because it's not going to go viral on organic. It's not going to go viral if you pay for it. So that's also one thing to look out for. If you really want to take content from the platform, make sure you go for something that has over at least 100,000 likes.
Got it. And could you show a little bit more of the testing campaigns that you did and how you structure them, how you recommend people structure them?
So this was our original testing strategy. So originally what we did when we first started testing with TikTok, what we would do is manual bidding, because lowest cost wasn't an option on the platform at that time. It came in a few months after, and that's when we started switching over to lowest cost. But when we started with manual bidding. So what we would do is we would basically test, we would do 15 ad sets. And what we would do is we'd have 5 different interests, and each interest would play at 3 different bids. So we would have a $25, $30, and $35 bid, which is pretty high, but we noticed that we would get the results faster. But then afterwards, we started switching down to lowest cost. But aside from that, the structure was basically the same. So our structure essentially is, we'll do 5 ad sets, and in each ad set, we'll have a different interest, but in one of them, we'll just keep very broad. Of course, that depends on the product. So if it's a woman-based product, we will only target women, right? You don't want to target men for a woman-based product, whether that's makeup or whatever else it might be. But otherwise, you want to keep it as broad as possible, because at the end of the day, TikTok is an algorithm, and you want to let it just hone in on that and just find the pocket of people that really are the best and are going to convert the best. But of course, the interests also do play a factor and are good as well. So we'll do about 4 interest-based. Now, the thing to notice about TikTok, though, is that how their interest-based work is that they have 3 different categories. So they have interest, behavior, and interactions. So under interest is basically going to be what people are mainly used to with Facebook. So that's going to be just regular interests. So what people are interested in, whether that's food, games, anything along those lines. And then over here would be behaviors. So how have people interacted with videos? So you're going to pick how they interacted with the videos. What we'll normally do is just watch the end. We'll just click that one. Sometimes we'll do the liked and commented as well. And then for the interests, well, you're going to basically put the kind of the video that they've interacted, which was going to be an interest, right? So we did fitness and health for this product. And then the time period, we'll always do 15 days. We don't do 7 days, because if they've done it in 15 days, it doesn't matter if they do it in 7, right? You just want to keep that a little bit more broad, right? And then just going down to creator interactions. We don't test with this too much, but we'll use it sometimes, where this is basically how they interacted with creators. So did they follow the creator? Did they view the profile? And then of course, what type of creator have they interacted with? So what's the type of creator that they followed, and what's the type of creator that they viewed the profile of, right? So this is just something with TikTok targeting that you won't notice on other platforms, right? They have 3 different types of targetings. And so we normally test with the first 2. We don't like to mix it, right? It's something you'll hear on Facebook too, because if you mix it and it does well, you don't know which one is doing, which interest is actually doing better. So we always keep it separate. We'll just do 1 per, and that's how we normally like to test. Now going through the structure itself. So placements, we'll always do TikTok, right? We'll do select placement and press TikTok, because if you do automatic, it'll be going through these other 2 too. It will spend just like $1 on these, and then it'll end up just coming here, but whatever, that $1 might help you get another purchase, and you just might as well just hit TikTok and just target there. User commenting. So we don't ever really turn this on because you can't really control it on TikTok, whereas on Facebook you can go through and control it. You can't control on TikTok. It's just very, very, very hard to. So we normally turn it off unless we feel that it can really help the video, because people are just going to be so ecstatic about it that they'll start commenting on the video as well. But what you can do is, if you feel that you want to turn on user commenting, which is something that we'll do, so you can go to assets and then go to comments. And over here, you can basically control comments. So you can't really look at the comments itself, because you need to go through different ad groups. And if you have multiple ad groups, it just becomes a very big headache and you don't know which they're going on. But what we'll do is we'll come down to blocked words and we'll add different words, right? So you can add different keywords that you want to maybe block from comments. So if someone writes China, fake, AliExpress, right? You can add those in. And what happens is basically, if anyone comments a comment with any of these words, it'll automatically get blocked. So that's just one way you can basically just control the comments. But like we said before, we don't generally like to keep it on. As for video download, we'll always keep it off. And then creative type. So automated creative optimization is basically like the dynamic button on Facebook, for whoever's familiar, where you can have TikTok just get different combinations of what you put in. So whether that's the headline, the ad creative, and the ad copy. So it'll just mix it up and it'll get you the best variation. I'll just start sending that out more, right? So we don't generally test with this. We tested with it a few times and we just didn't like how it performed. So what we'll do is, if we want to split test creatives, we'll just have different ads within the ad set. So we'll have 3 different ads within the ad set and we'll just put a different creative into each, and whichever performs better, that's the one we'll use going forward for scale. Right, coming down to targeting. So audience targeting, you're generally not going to use this. It's mainly for LLAs and for retargeting. But the thing about TikTok is that their retargeting and LLAs and all that stuff, the custom audiences, aren't too good right now. Like with this account, even we tried doing retargeting and it just performed horribly because the data just isn't so good. So you just need to wait for TikTok to kind of update on that side. So the thing about TikTok, since it's very new, they're constantly updating the platform. Like every week something new is going to come out, whether it's a platform, something to change to the platform, a change to targeting, or even a change to actually targeting people. So whether it's they're adding more interest, right? Like about 2 weeks ago, they added a lot more interest. The interests though are very small, so we don't use those new interests, but they're trying to make it a better platform. So as we go forward, we'll see that this starts to get better. But as of now, we don't really do retargeting and LLAs on TikTok. Demographic. So the one thing to note about demographic is that if you're coming from the US or Canada, you can only target the US and Canada from the main 4, right? So if we drop down, these are all the places we can target. So if you're on Facebook, you're advertising on Facebook, you know that you can target a lot more options, and there's also the main 4, right? We have US, Canada, UK, and Australia. Whereas over here, you can't target UK and Australia if you're from the US and Canada. But if you're from the UK, you can target UK. And if you're from Australia, you can target Australia, but you can't target any of the others. So a way to get around that would be making another ad account via either an agency account, which is a little bit more complicated to get, or you can get it through, make a VPN. You can use a VPN and make an account in one of those other countries. But we've done that once for a product that we were like, okay, this is working. Let's just expand it out. But it is a headache that it got banned a few times before we were able to get it to actually work. So we generally just stick to Canada and US. Gender, again, just keep it as broad as you can. But if it's specifically male or female, just go down to that. And then for age, we don't ever really target 13 to 17, mainly because we've heard from a few people that they got in their accounts banned specifically for targeting 13 to 17. Either it was because there was just an issue with TikTok itself, or because what they were advertising just wasn't so relevant and it just was considered not good for them. So we'll target from 18 and up, and we won't generally limit it unless we're like, okay, this is a product either for older people or for younger people. So if it's like a brace, right, a knee brace, so then you'll want to go and you'll want to target up. But not saying that you sell a knee brace on TikTok, but that's something that you would generally want to do, right? Languages, we'll either do English or we'll do all. But if you're targeting Canada and US, either way they're speaking English, you can do English or all. It doesn't really matter. We haven't really noticed a difference in how it performs. So it's not really something to stress about. Targeting expansion, similar to Facebook, keep it off. And then daily budget. So what we'll do is we'll put the daily budget to $20 per ad set, and we'll schedule it for the next day. So one thing about scheduling, about advertising in general on TikTok, we've noticed that the weekends perform much, much better. So we'll have days that, like on product tests, especially, like we'll test on the weekend and it's performing very profitably. And once it hits like the beginning of the week, we notice that like it just starts to become very unprofitable. And that's something that you'll notice. So if you want to test on the weekend, it'll just help with money and just the test overall. And if it starts to die out, don't stress over it. Just try to fix it up if you can. But if it's not working, dump it and move on. All right. Moving down to day parting.
So let me ask you something really quick. So when you have the $20 daily budget per ad set, how many ad sets do you start off testing? I think you said 15, but
No,
15.
so we used to do 15, right? So we used to do 15, but now with lowest cost, since we do lowest cost, so this was a bid strategy. So you'll click lowest cost here and we'll do 5 because the cost is already there. Whereas if we did manual bidding, which was way back when, we did 15 to just try different bids so that it would spend, that's where we got the best results. It's not something that's very relevant now. It's just something that we used to do. But yeah, when you want to start testing, you'll do lowest cost, you'll do 5 at 20, which is essentially going to get you to $100 a day. It's one thing to note on that though, is that we don't ever spend the full 100 unless it's performing well. If the product is performing and it's not getting sales, usually I'll cut it by the 30 to 50 mark, and you'll know how to cut it based on specific metrics. We go through that in the course as well, but based on those metrics, we'll decide if we want to cut the product by the 30 to 50 mark. So you're never really going to spend that 100 if the product isn't looking too well. All right. So generally on a test, we're spending about 30 to 50 bucks.
Awesome. That was a really good breakdown. Can you go, just the last thing here, obviously we don't want to make it too long, go through the store that you actually have, just so people know what kind of store does well on TikTok. So you covered structuring the campaign, targeting, all of that, because your store seems very simple. I mean, nothing super complex.
So my ideology behind like building the stores and stuff is that like people try to go for like the crazy stores with all these like different pop-ups and stuff. But what I like to do with creating my stores is just make it a little bit more minimalistic. And the main focus is just to get them to buy, right? I don't want to bother them with a lot of different stuff. So I'll just have a little bit of like scarcity in there. We'll be like, look, the sale ends in a bit, so just grab it now. But besides for that, I like to keep it simple and just, have an add to cart button that pops just to make them know like this is the next step, take this next step. Otherwise, if you look at major companies, they're not doing any of those crazy stuff. It's a very simple page. They try to break it down easily. That's why it converts. And that's my entire ideology behind building a website. I just try to make it look good, pleasant, and just something that people can trust. So just going through it. So one thing that we did with this product was we had a little bit of a different offer. So what we said was that if you buy this product, we'll actually give you a free ebook. And I set up an automation to fulfill the ebook. But basically what we did is we just got a boot camp for home workouts. We downloaded it offline, made it a PDF, and just created this on Canva, dumped it in. And whenever someone purchased, we just sent that with their order as well. It was completely on automation. It was completely free. And it was just a nice little incentive to take people from like, oh, should I buy this? To like, okay, you know what? Let me buy this. Maybe that'll give me some value on how to lose weight, right? Because people that are buying this product, they want to lose weight. So this was just a nice little incentive for that. Going through the description itself, this is generally the style of what we like to do, but we'll always like to have one gift pretty much at the top. And then we'll highlight different benefits. So when people read through a description, they're not reading through everything normally, they're just skimming through it. So we'll just try to keep it a little bit more simple on that side of things and just try to make it so that they can skim through it and see what they're going to get from it. So cardio benefits, and then we'll have this, right? So toning, burn calories, promote circulation and shaping. These 4 things are basically what every person wants, especially women, right? So women are like, you know what? I want all these 4 things. This can provide it. Let me get it, right? So we highlighted that, right? Cardio workout, body shaping, build abs, portable, storable, burn calories, strengthen joints, improve muscle tone, right? And then adjustable weight and size. So for anyone that had a question of like, oh, is this going to fit me? Am I too big for it? Right? You always need to think about like your avatar, right? We were targeting mainly women who are a little bit more wider. So you need to cater to that. So what we did is we're like, okay, this will fit you. So, and we still had sometimes people contacted us and we're like, oh, is this going to fit me? We're like, yeah, definitely. We said it in the description, it's very big and it will fit you. And if you need more, like you can buy an extra one and you can just add the joints, right? So that was something cool about the product, is that you could have just bought more and just connected them. And we had a lot of people that actually did that. They would buy multiple just so that they can use the pieces with each other. And then we had a little bit of a guarantee at the bottom, fast free shipping, easy return, secure checkout. And then of course, just going through reviews with pictures. You always want the reviews with pictures. It's just because it kind of makes the reviews feel a little bit more real, and it gives people a sense of like, this is what I'm buying. Other than that, so we had the bar at the bottom in case they scroll down, right? You always want to put the add to cart in their face, because if they scroll away from it, there's a chance of just like, okay, you know what, screw this, let me just hop off. But if it's there, it's like, they'll think about it, right? And that's just the basic setup for the product page itself. So normally people like to optimize for mobile. I like to optimize for both, just because I'm more like, I like to make it look very nice. but that's just in my how I like to do it. That's the product page.
Awesome, Solomon and Rafael. This has been amazing. If you are watching this and you want to get amazing results like this, Solomon and Rafael actually have built a course on TikTok ads. There's not that much information out there. They've packed it in such a way where you can understand everything that you need way deeper than we've been on this video, and you can actually get results. I've been through the course. I loved it. A few of our mentorship students have gone through it, and it is reasonably priced for what you can get, $91,000 in sales. Check it out at the link in the description. You can work with them and actually see what you need to do to get your TikTok ads results. Just like here, you can make almost 6 figures right here from a very reasonable price on that course. Check it out on that link.
All right, thank you, Rafael, for having us. It's an honor being on your channel. You know, we followed you for a long time, and thank you so much for having us on with you. And yeah, we'll see you guys hopefully in the course.
And Rafael, whoever's trying to get into Rafael's course as well, I've been a student for his, a year and a half already, and the knowledge I learned from him is just beyond me. And that was actually one of my goals, to make it to the YouTube channel. So once you have that all set up and straight, the results are definitely endless. And you can put yourself in positions like this if you just take the right actions and opportunity when they present themselves. So hope you guys enjoy and take as much value and knowledge as you can from what we're providing here.
Awesome. Let us know if you have any questions in the comments. Subscribe with that notification bell, that like button. We'll see you on the next one.
Let's go.